It's Friday, y'all. First things first, if you don't know who I am, no big deal. That's all right. What do I have going on here? That's a string. All right. Anywho, if you don't know who I am, no big deal. My name's Martha Krejci, and I am a business growth expert. I help people with that don't even know what they want to do for their business, but they know that they are tired of working in corporate America. They're tired of working 40, 60, 80 hours a week, not getting to see their family, not getting to live their life, right? And then at the end of the day, maybe having enough to make their bills. So I help those people create income from home in whatever way best suits them. There's no one way for anybody. I teach how to do it all the way. And then I work all the way up to corporations, Forbes top 100 businesses, and helping them create new revenue streams, new income streams, better relationships with their clients that drive down the cost per acquisition. Just a bunch of nerdy stuff. But you guys, business growth expert, that's what I do, okay? My main focus these days is on the people that are ready to make a change in their life, the people that are ready to change the narrative. Not just for themselves, but for their families, right? That's where my focus is. That's where my passion is. That's what fills me up. That's what makes me feel fantastic. So I work with those people most because I love to. Okay, you guys? All right. So today what we're going to talk about are tips for building an online presence, okay? I've built out my entire business online. All right. So we definitely know what we're doing. Our business is massive at this point. We're 7 figures plus a month. And I don't say that to say, look at me and I'm so amazing. I say that because I know what I'm talking about. And that's the only way that you know that I know what I'm talking about is by seeing that I've actually done it. Okay. So we're going to talk about how to, tips for building out an online presence today. Now, I do have a couple things to say first. If you are watching this on the YouTubes, what you guys are going to do is go and click on the subscribe button as well as the bell so you get notified when new videos come on. If you're watching somewhere else, what you're going to want to do after this video is you go over to YouTube, search my first and last name, click on the subscribe button and the bell so you get notified whenever new videos come on. Okay, you guys? Here's why. Boop. Because every week, we pick one person who's both subscribed and has commented on a video in the last week. We pick one person who is subscribed and has commented on a video within the last week, and we give you something. We're going to ask for your address. We're going to send you a thing, all right? So that's how that works. Let me go ahead and get that off of here. Whoops, nope. Let me get that off. Now, tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have a video premiere of 3 things you actually need. Now, when I say you actually need whenever you're starting your business, okay? If you go Googling what you need to start a business, you're going to end up with a lot of hogwash. I said it, hogwash. You're going to end up with a lot of stuff that doesn't matter, okay? It's a lot of stuff that costs money that doesn't actually push the needle on your own success. Who gives a rip about stuff that doesn't actually work? Not me. Okay, I'm only going to tell you stuff that actually helps you. So 9 o'clock is where we premiere that, and that's 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. The link is in the description of this video. That link is going to allow you to get a notifier whenever that comes on. And then my favorite thing is I get to be typing with you. So I will have my laptop on my lap on the couch. Mike will be on the couch too at 9 o'clock tonight. And I will be typing to you. And then I'll be talking to Mike and saying, this person said this. And then I'm going to type away. And I'm going to say, this person said this. And then I'm going to type away. And that's how it goes. Okay. So join me on there. We have a whole lot of fun. Let me go ahead and get off of here. All right, you guys. Let me say good morning to some of you. Christiana, good morning again. Yes. So many good mornings, right? Dan. Hey, Dan. I feel like it's been a long time. I know it hasn't because I've seen you popping around it in some different places. Good morning, buddy. Carrie, good morning. Beautiful lady. Oh, shucks. Michelle, good morning. Corey, good morning again, you beautiful soul. Oh, shucks. You are. Tracy. Hi, Martha. Hello, Tracy. Nicole. Hey, Miss Martha. I'm 10X ready. Boom. 10X Virtual Bootcamp is today, starts today. It is all weekend. We're going to have a whole lot of fun. I have full-on notebooks ready to go. Heather, hello, Martha. I have not caught you live in a while. Woohoo, happy to see you today. Did you miss me? Heather, I did miss you. Seriously, I did miss you. I wondered where you were. There are some of you guys that whenever I don't see you, I'm like, I wonder if they're okay. Sometimes I even pop in a message to you if I'm thinking of it. Heather, happy Friday. Good morning, Martha. Good morning. Rachel, yes, you do. Rose, good morning. LaShonda, this is so timely. Thank you. Oh my gosh, of course. Cindy, good morning. Sherilyn, good morning, sunshine. Jamie, morning, Martha. Oh, I love you guys. There's so many good mornings. So many. Okay. Oh, I thought I just saw something. Corey, 1 HBR, 2 Diamond Lane, 3 Martha. There it is. There it is. You're off to a good day. When you're there, you're off to a good day. Okay, you guys, let's go ahead and get into it. So, tips for building an online presence. So again, like I said, I've built my business online, continue to build my business online. So whenever this whole COVID thing started, it didn't shock me. It didn't send us into a tailspin. We actually grew. So what I'm teaching you is COVID proof, okay? HBR, just in case you guys didn't know this, the whole reason that we introduced HBR after COVID hit was because once COVID hit and we had already been building our business very successfully up to that point on an online space, like where COVID didn't even affect us. Mike and I, one day, we looked at each other. Mike's my husband, if you don't know. We looked at each other and we were like, people need to know this. Because we were seeing just within our own town, we lived in Iowa at the time, within our own town, we were seeing people losing their jobs. We were seeing people scared to hang out together. I mean, that's a whole thing. So whenever you can't physically get together in the same space, a lot changes. And we all understand that now, right? But even going into it, it was like real quick, fast. Mike and I looked at each other and we're like, we need to show people how to do this. Like, period. We need to show, because it's going to mean the difference between them just circling the toilet, not by any fault of their own, but because the business they work for doesn't know how to pivot, right? And so they have to lay people off and whatever because they don't know how to run their own business. That ain't your fault, right? Just because a big corporation doesn't know how to pivot and run their own business, that isn't and shouldn't be your fault. And when it's not your fault, you shouldn't have to suffer the consequences because of it. So in order to not suffer the consequences of some other big corporation not being able to pivot, not being able to change, what do you need to do? You need to be able to make your own stuff. You need to be able to create your own income, so that don't matter. Okay? And I'm not saying that these jobs aren't great and that the companies aren't nice. I'm not saying anything negative about that at all. Please understand that. All I'm saying is, where is the control? Is the control in their hands or is the control in yours? Because that's going to make the difference between how you show up in your world on a daily basis. Is somebody else controlling? Are you at the mercy of somebody holding on to a basket full of eggs, all of your eggs in this basket? Are you at the mercy of somebody hanging on to that basket and at any point, not like unbeknownst to you and by no fault of your own, they could drop the basket? What happens if the basket drops? That's a real question I want you to ask yourself. What happens if the basket drops? Because I don't know if you've been paying attention in the last year or so, but there's lots of baskets that have dropped. They're not always front and center in the media because the media chooses to talk about other things. But the baskets are dropping. And you need to be making sure that that ain't everything to you. Okay? That if the basket drops, no biggie, I got this. Mama got this because mama set this up and this up and this up and this up. Mom's got this, right? I got this. Your family doesn't have to freak out. You don't have to be anxious and worried about if the basket drops because you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Oh my gosh, I need to go get another job. It hasn't dropped yet. Seems like it's going to drop. Can't go look for another job until it's dropped. All of a sudden, this whole narrative, your focus is on the wrong thing. Your focus should be on, in my opinion, in my world, this is what I did. My focus turned to, what do I create? What do I create that I have control of in a way that I can serve people and I can make the world a better place? Me. Okay? That's where we need to be. And if you're like, Martha, I get it. I hear what you're saying, but I don't think I'm as strong as you are. I wasn't as strong as I am right now either. That takes time. It takes spending the time around the right people. It means surrounding yourself with people that are doing this thing. Okay? That's what HBR is. If you want a different perspective on HBR, I teach you how to do everything that I've done, which whenever you do it, you gain this confidence. Okay? You gain this ability to show up as exactly who you are in service to your people while creating income and saying, I'm not really concerned about that basket. If that basket drops, no big deal. Like maybe I choose to empty my eggs out of that basket into these other ones. Maybe I remove myself from that basket, right? You guys have so many opportunities and you have so many options, but you're just not looking at it that way. You keep yourself paralyzed in this like, oh my gosh, what happens, what happens, what happens? Instead of, what do I choose? What do I choose here and now? Scared or not, what do I choose? Who can I trust to help me? Who can I trust that's actually done this to help me? That's what I'm here for. You guys, Mike and I don't have to do this, okay? Mike and I could be on a beach somewhere living off investments. We don't have to do this. We do this because you matter to us. We do this because we want you to live a life you design. We want you to be moving and shaking. We want you to be doing that. And we can't allow you to, we can't give you the education if we don't show up. If we're sitting on a beach somewhere, that's not helpful. Okay? And truthfully, if Mike and I were sitting on a beach somewhere, we'd just be looking at each other like, how can we help? Like we wouldn't even be enjoying it, right? I mean, we enjoy the beach, but not day in, day out without helping and without showing up in service. It would be kind of maybe torture to us, honestly. So now let's get into the topic. Let me say this. If you are not in HBR yet, you need to message me. Livin the Dream with Martha. That is my Facebook business page. Message me the words case study, rainbows and unicorns. Hey girl, whatever you want to message me, totally fine. We'll have a conversation. It's half off right now. There are lots of things being added to it very soon that are going to make it immensely more valuable than it already is. And I'm not kidding you guys. There are people that have told me I could charge $100,000 for what I teach. It's like a college course in exactly what you need to do. So don't look at the price of it and be like, that's not much. I'm probably not going to get much out of it. Don't look at it like that, you guys. You would be stubbing your toe, tripping over your shoelaces. It's not much because it needs to be accessible to you. I don't help change your life if you can't afford it, period. Does that make sense? Real talk, okay? All right. Now let's get in to this. Tips for building an online presence. Where are we at? I just talked so much. My word, why do I do that, you guys? Tips for building an online presence. Number one, figure out who your people are, okay? Whenever you're building your online presence, you need to know who your people are. Who are you talking to? You're not going to build an online presence unless you are speaking directly to somebody. So if you look, I'm also very transparent in what I do. So if you look at how I've even talked in this video, who am I talking to? Think about it. Who am I talking to? Who'd I tell you I'm talking to? Right? People that are ready to quit their job and start a new narrative. I'm talking directly to you. I'm not saying, oh, well, it can do all of these things and da-da-da-da-da. No, I'm talking about how it relates to you. Because that's the only way you're going to be like, oh, I get it. Or like, oh, I felt that. Right? I need for you to feel something. I need for you to feel something so you can make a move. Okay? If you don't feel anything, you're not going to make a move. Okay? Emotion drives action. Emotion, if you don't feel anything about your life, if you don't feel a belief, if you don't feel like this could be real for you, which is what I'm demonstrating, if you don't feel like it could be real for you, you're not going to do it. In the end, if you don't do it, my job isn't done because you haven't been better. You haven't been made better. My job is to make you better. So I need to emotionally speak to you in a way that you understand and believe that you can do this. Because I did it, you can do it too, right? And so I need for you to believe that so you can take the next step. You guys, that's because I know directly who I'm talking to. So that's number one, and it's a really big deal. I call it bat signal. You can message me for a bat signal workshop. It's a really inexpensive 4-hour deep dive workshop, not just in who is your avatar, right? Like, it's not just that. Okay. Whenever people say, who's your avatar? And it's like this like fluffy stuff. It ain't that. Okay. It ain't that. It's much more than that, which is where you lead to showing up in your world in a way that just inspires you daily. Okay. That's real talk. Number 2, what sets you apart in the marketplace? Okay. You need to understand this whenever you're developing your online presence. What sets you apart in the marketplace? So for me, what sets me apart in the marketplace is simply the fact that I've done it, right? Like, there are lots of dude bros sitting on the front of a rented Ferrari and saying like, I know how to do all this stuff. Okay, that's fine. I've actually done it. And I'm teaching people how to do exactly precisely what I have done. So much so that if you're in HBR, tell me that you understand what I'm doing right now. Right? It's so transparent. You see me do it daily. I teach you how to do what I do daily. There's no guesswork in this. There's absolutely 100% no guesswork in this. So you need to know who your people are. And then you also need to know what sets you apart in the marketplace. What sets you apart from other people. There are lots of people that will teach online business. And maybe a few that actually have done it well. A lot of people have done it. They just haven't successfully done it. They're regurgitating bad information all over each other, which is fine. But it's not fine when they charge a bunch of money for it, but there's only a few people that actually have successfully done this thing. You want to make sure that your mentor is where you want to be. You need to make sure that your mentor, who you choose as a mentor, is where you want to be and the way that you want to be there. Okay? So if the is where you want to be is a millionaire, that's actually not that difficult these days, you guys. So maybe the mentor, you want to be a millionaire. Okay. Are you okay with the way that they've become a millionaire? That's what you really need to, because then listening to them makes sense. Okay. So we've become multimillionaires on our way to billion in service to our community. If that's okay with you, if that feels good to you, then I would be your mentor, right? Because I'm the person who's done that. I might be the only person on the planet that's done that. All right, number 3, teach, inspire, and entertain your people. All right? This is consistently across all platforms. This is on Instagram, it's on LinkedIn, whatever platforms you're showing up on. As you're starting, what I would do, you guys, is I would choose 1 or 2 platforms, probably 2, to show up on consistently. And I wouldn't look for new platforms. I would choose platforms that you're already on. I would just change gears, okay? And now what you're doing is and this is in Bridge to HBR, you guys. But what you do, I go deep in it on Bridge to HBR. What you do is you teach, you inspire, and you entertain those people, okay? So you teach them, which shows them that you know your stuff. This is a teaching opportunity, right? Inspiring. Those are the quotes. That's your perspective on life. That's that. entertaining is just goofing off. Yesterday, I did just a little entertaining video about what was going on in my house yesterday, and it was just funny. It was just funny, just goofy stuff, right? So that's across your platforms that you're working currently. Another thing is do a live schedule so they know when you're coming on, okay? This is, if you're not already in Heart Centered and Successful, the link is in the description of this video. That is a group where I teach a lot of this. Like there's so many gold nuggets. There's also a 90-day side gig to main gig challenge that is not fluffy at all because Martha No Fluff Krejci don't play that. Don't like fluff. Can't handle it. It irks me, okay? So I did a daily activity for people because I do that Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I suggest daily activities like, hey, let's do this. Hey, let's do that. Today was to come up with your live schedule. And the reasoning behind that, you guys, is because people need to know when you're going to come on. You guys know to expect me Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you guys are ready for me to come on. And you can also talk to your friends about it. You can tag them in and that sort of thing. But it's consistent. Consistency builds trust. And consistency builds authority, okay? So does it mean that you need to go live every day? No, that's not what I'm saying. How many times can you go live consistently, right? If it's once a week, if it's Wednesdays at 7 p.m., so be it. But do it consistently so they always know when to see you. It's almost like your show every week. If you want to treat it like that, totally do it. But your lives, keep in mind, they don't need to be longer than, mine are a little bit lengthy because I get long-winded, but 5 to 10 minutes. You don't really need to be any longer than 5 to 10 minutes, okay? And then last, you guys, build a group to serve your people better. So remember, I just talked a second ago about Heart Centered and Successful, the group. The link is in the description of the video. If you join that group, you're going to see what I'm talking about. That I serve you there, right? I make sure that you're good. I make sure that you're moving. I make sure that you're growing. Even if you don't purchase a single thing from me ever in life, I do my best to make sure that you are still growing. Because here's the deal, is when you do decide that it's time for you to invest in your business, you're gonna invest in me. And the reason why is because I have already invested in you. Okay? I invest in you long before you invest in me. Understand that. That's truth. Okay. All right. Well, you guys, what questions we got here? I'm way over on time. I'm just going to pop out. I love you guys so much. Okay. If you are not yet in HBR, don't sleep on it. There's too much coming down the line. The price is going to go up. Get it at half off now before the price even goes up. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you right now, do it, okay? All right, I'm going to get out of here. You guys have the best day. I will see you later. Bye-bye.